Hello there, my fellow apprentices. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic, Jade Dragon, Episode 7, First Apprentice. Crow migration season has begun. So what this means is, from this point on, Croa, which are birds that like to eat your crops, are going to migrate in. Which is why I have this anti-Croa wall here with a foundation to keep the Croa out from eating my crops. Normally you would have to like scare them away by either being near your crops or putting like scarecrows out there essentially, but a simple wall like that will do the trick. Keep them the hell away, and it's a lot lower effort than you know, the other solutions. It's also nice to have the students out of the understudy now, so that they'll have the morale bonuses of sleeping in the bedroom, and I have the space to put in more stuff down there, like refining beasts or storage. Cool. I do see that I'm just about over time, but I am, unlike normal, I have a little extra time today. So I'm going to go a little overtime as a result. So everything that can be attuned is good. Did crow spawn next to the crops? Yeah, there is a crow nest here, which I can destroy and wait for them to settle their nests outside. And another Spectre Rift. Oh, it's only level 3. I was hoping it was a level 4. So if it's only level 3, I will have Badger handle it rather than Sean, because Badger's going to be better at fighting than Sean. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because there's no combat bonus for sending Sean in. And he's nature, so he's weaker. Oh, I switched the wrong one out. Oops. I sent Sean in instead of, oh well, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna take a bit of damage here because I forgot to boost Maddox's speed, so he's not gonna be able to taunt in time. This is due to the Fungal Bloom nature wanes. Oh well, happens. Not too difficult, but we will need to spend some time recovering. And all this extra combat is leveling up the relics, which is making them stronger, which is great. Alright, the next Mana Font ritual, I need to start collecting... I have the wood for... No, I have 37 gut berries. No, I'm fine. I'm all set. So if we build this, does the Mage's Study need to be elevated? Let's look. Workshops, Mage's Study lofted, and Mage's Tower elevated. So the Mage's Tower needs to be elevated, which means we can actually work on making a Mage's Tower up here to even boost the research speed further, but it needs to be elevated, so I need to put a roof in, just like I did on the other side. So it's basically going to mimic the other side. And then the bonus here is that this room can then be a little bit bigger. Now the reason not to go overhanging here is these bitter rice plots will become shaded if I built a floor here. The plants need a clearing of 12. So if I wanted to, what I could do is I could add floors here. And this won't block the sun for the plants, because it's high enough that these ground plants will get light. But it needs to be at least 12 units up. So, as you can see, I built this floor 12 units up. So if I wanted to, I could build my mage's study with like a floor out this way, but I probably won't because it just looks weird. I might put something else there instead. So Red Moon and Sean like rooms together, which is great because I'm planning on having both of them be apprentices and both of them being faculty. So now that they have room together, they will also get a conviction bonus. All the more reason for them to be in bedroom together. That's lovely. And Sean still has... They both have one additional unknown quirk yet to be discovered. Another Spectral Rift, and it's level 5. So the good news about level 5 is there's a bonus for both Sean and Red Moon. Red Moon will get 2/3 of the champion, and Sean will get a fully finished Potion Purist. So let's not screw this one up. Unlike last time. Sean comes in, and Red Moon comes in. Okay, the Meddler's back there, and I'll lightning strike it. So let's focus on the weakest targets first. I am going to recharge my first move, recharge Matic. Wow, even with recharge, it's not fast enough. Okay, that was a... I shouldn't have done that then. This first round is going to be rough. We're going to face tank. But, yeah, oh well. Little face tanking is okay. Okay, now I can start taunting and tanking. We'll just need a lot of rest recovery. No one will die, though. That's the important bit. Down to one enemy. And we win. A little bit more face tanking due to the Fungal Bloom nerfing Maddox's speed considerably. But a win's a win. And now Sean's Potion Purist is done. And 2/3 of Red Moon Feathers is champion is done. Also, our relics leveled up higher too, which is great. In the morning, I'll do the Repel Fog. So, some medical rest recovery. They're not too wounded. Yeah, I would say, my opinion, the game has definitely gotten a lot better since the last I played. The quality of life improvements make the game a lot less frustrating, where you have a lot more control about the students that you take, so it's not just like a total dice roll. There's just so much more that you can do to benefit them. So if I wanted this to be a mage's tower, lofted, so taller than it is wide, pristine and elevated, taller than it is wide, let's see. It is 7 and 8 tall. Perfect. So I'm actually going to put a floor here. And then eventually have a 3rd floor, because I can raise this spiral staircase up, because the assembly hall doesn't really care about its roof, and then be able to build up there. I may... so what did we say? We said 12 up. I may want to consider putting something... Oh, it needs to be lower than that. Something above there. That might be not a terrible spot for a potential greenhouse or something that needs elevation. So what I'll do is I'll put one floor there as like an indicator to my future self that like I could put something there. It's a good spot. For now, what I'm going to do is just cap it off with a weird... Actually, I'm not ready to... Sorry, thinking out loud. I think what I want to do is, because a lot of my buildings require elevation, taking a look at the building... if I look at what needs to be elevated, it's like most things need to be elevated in this chaos run. So it benefits me to put roofs on every individual building to satisfy that condition. So I might want these buildings to be like 10 tall instead of 8 tall on this floor. And then to put a roof cap on them so that they remain lofted, but they also have a roof as well. Something like that. Alright, Sean's mess hall is done. So now he is fully trialed. Have we researched the potions? Wow, wow, yes we did. And we're most of the way to the water apprentice fountain. That's crazy. Okay, so with the potions of recharging, we need at least 2 of these to make a better tier wand. We really have not been doing alchemy at all. So, Moxie, once you're done constructing and assembling, you will be our alchemist. Our all-in-one mage. So this is a mage's study at the moment, but I wanted it to eventually become a mage's tower. Oh, room goal. Mage's tower. So it needs more scholar luxury. It needs basically just a bunch of bookshelves. I unfortunately don't have the smoke sticks for it, because my next smoke stick is probably going to be a lightning rod. As I've just expanded the roofs, I'm going to need another lightning rod to protect the building. So let's keep harvesting smoke stick for that. But eventually I'll put more bookshelves in there and turn that into a tower rather than a study, and get even more boosted magic. That's the goal. One of many. And I don't really know what I'm doing with this room just yet. It could be the next faculty room for Red Moon and Sean once they are hired. Something like that. So, nothing's dark, nothing's cluttered, nothing's messy or filthy. That all looking good. And then, once I have the smoke stick, we'll have full lightning storm coverage. As you can see, nothing will be missing. Awesome. Now the other thing is I need to look for the building that allows me to upgrade my wands, which is going to be in the understudy. But what I'll probably end up doing first is the apprenticeships, so that my mages are stronger, so that they can survive the trials of going deeper into the underground. Okay, fully lightning rodded up. Awesome. Once that's built. Now I'm going to move the regular learning stone over to this next room so that I can put the apprentice water fountain in this room because it has a higher roof requirement than the learning stone does. Meaning that my next bookshelf is going to go in this room once I have the smoke sticks. Smoke sticks, as you may have been able to tell, are like continually my bottleneck for a lot of things. So planting my own smoke sticks might not be a terrible idea in the near future. But a lot of the smoke sticks I needed, all 60 of them were like just lightning rod ones, and that's kind of a single time investment. Once you have the lightning rods, they don't need to have more smoke sticks or anything like that. So I do have my additional potions of recharging, and that will eventually allow me to make the water wand level 2. I don't really need a water wand level 2 right now, though, because I wouldn't be able to equip it. So I don't need a rush to make that wand, because I have no use for it. Wow, these Croa are like, hey, let's spawn directly on the rice. Once you kill Croa, they come back as ghosts to, like, haunt you and destroy stuff. But you can unlock a recipe to process their corpses so they don't become ghosts in the midden jellies. But for now, I can just nuke their nests because they weren't actually in their nests, and hope that their new nests spawn out here outside the wall. Alright, I just unlocked glass roof for greenhouses. Lighted up. And that, I think... Where is that? Lighted up gives me the Nature Wand Tier 2 for Sean. So the Nature Wand Tier 2 I already have the reagents for as well. So we're getting the Water Apprentice Fountain going. And that will allow Red Moon Feathers to become a Water Apprentice. And I'm working on the research for the Nature Apprentice. Think. Oh, no, the Dark Apprentice, right, because he's not becoming a Nature Apprentice. He's becoming a Dark Apprentice. I forgot about that. This is a tier 4 fight, which will satisfy Red Moon's champion. Which might not be bad to do, because right now her learning is disengaged, or basically purposeless. She's 0.55 away from being purposeless, which is a significant mood penalty. Have her hit that, get champion 3 out of 3, and then she'll also become an apprentice. So here is the first apprenticeship. And in order to become an apprentice, I need more Gnosis shards. Which means it would benefit me to graduate Badger finally and start taking on new students so that I can essentially grind Gnosis shards. So I'm going to have Badger graduate now so that I can get more Gnosis shards so that Red Moon can become the apprentice she wants to be. So the Gnosis shards, if you mouse over it, it will tell you how to get it. You can pulverize relics for it, you can mine Gnosis veins, or you can have mages gain skill. And Badger's benefit was Bauble of the Gourmet. Mages cook faster, and I combine this to Matic. A lot of these kind of like relatively worthless relics, what I want to do is I want to level them up and then smash them when they're max level, so that I can get as many Gnosis shards as possible. Ooh. A fight. So this is a champion level fight. Perfect. That will satisfy Red Moon Feathers champion. So that I can avoid the learning penalties. And the penalties for Maddox's speed are gone now. So he's no longer super speed penalized, which is awesome. Took a little damage. Oh well. I should have focused fired on one target first. But that's what medical beds are for. All right. Trial completed. Oh, look at all this grime. Luckily, I'm doing my alchemy in the basement, where grime doesn't matter. Because that's the way to be. Red Moon can attune to the tentacle once she's higher level. That was dropped by Badger. But that's the only relic that we can attune. So how many more Gnostic Shards? I'm a little far out. Okay, so I am going to be summoning... I don't want to call them junk students, but basically students that I do not intend to ascend in any way. They're basically students that I teach to go out into the world for the Gnostic Shards so that I can afford more students and stronger students. Am I using them? Yes. But, you know, that's just game mechanics. At least while they're in my school, they will be treated well. So, whipping up some new wands so we can summon them. Oh, I should have had good... you know what? I take that back. Katara Lilin, Medical Rest, and Moxie make the wand. She's still wounded from that last fight. Yep. I see it. Crow, I just really want to be next to my bitter rice. It takes a while for them to actually spawn from it, though, so it's not a big deal if they do. Alright, Medic. You are free, so you summon a fire caster. I probably won't consider... So for a fire mage, I definitely want them to be gifted, because having that extra relic slot makes a huge difference once you have a lot of relics. It can make a huge difference. So, so I'll probably not consider keeping a fire mage that isn't gifted to begin with. So even if their stats are amazing. Oh, and this is my first Shattered. Even if their stats are amazing, I probably won't want them. So the Shattered are a new faction. They're glass-like, inorganic. They start combat with armor, but they have very low HP. But they are immune to a lot of things. They make for actually pretty good farmers. Truth be told, it might even be better if my nature mage was Shattered, because there's some crops that will harm Sean, but they would not harm a Shattered. With that in mind, it might be wise for my, like, quote-unquote throwaway students to be nature mages hoping to have a Shattered nature mage. But a giveaway timer up for this new guy. And I'm going to make... I have room for 4 students, so I'll make one more... I'll make another wand, a nature wand, and hope for a Shattered, if possible. And then James can't attune to anything. So then the Shattered also have a power bonus, which is kind of nice. So they're powerful mages. And a mana bonus, but not much of a health bonus. They're pretty puny in the health region. With that said, with the new relics system, relics can add a ton of HP. So the penalties of being shattered are kind of negated when you have really powerful relics. I'll be honest. Because like this boosted journal, for instance, is adding 125 hit points to Sean. I mean, that's a stupid amount of hit points. So it's not a super big problem to have a shattered in combat like it used to be. Because it used to be that like there wasn't a lot to add to the HP of a shattered. And if they're in combat, they would get squished really fast. But now with like amazing relics, you can get rid of that penalty pretty easy. So he has anticipatory learning. So I'm going to create a custom schedule for him of no recreation. I assigned the wrong person to it. Not you, Sean. James. And a fourth student coming in now. Oh, James likes bitter rice meals. Nice. So he gets a bonus eating bitter rice. And Chris. Chris is not shattered. D for power? I mean, it's nature, so whatever. So both of these are getting raffled off. And I'll probably be wrapping up the, like, bonus time for the stream in about 5 minutes or so. Alright, Qatar Lilin, you need to go back to med rest, but you're almost done. So I do think, ultimately, ideally, your nature dark caster would be a shattered that had, that came in with, like, nature 3 and dark 2. That would be, like, perfect. Not to say it's easy to have happen. But if I had to pull strings, that's what, you know, that's the strings I would pull. Maybe what I'll try to do is play until Red Moon Feathers becomes an apprentice. I think that's a pretty good end cap. So one really easy way to do that is to bring the new guys into easy fights to level them up, or just to train them quickly. So one way to train them quickly is to have this intermediate classroom become a advanced classroom by adding a few bookshelves and a chalkboard. Unfortunately, the bookshelves require smoke sticks, which I don't have too many available to harvest. But if you're looking to grind Gnosis shards, obviously just like training students really quickly, definitely the way to do it. Oh, so once a pendant or relic is full, the gold ring here turns black, meaning it's capped out. It doesn't get any better. So Sapo's shiny pendant, I'm not going to keep. I don't really need a pendant that doesn't add power. So I'm going to detune this and smash it. And it's going to give me a lot of Gnosis shards as a result. So now I'm going to assign it to be pulverized by the pulverizer. And that will give me the Gnosis shards to turn Red Moon Feathers into an apprentice. Once it's done. The higher level the relic, I think the longer it takes to pulverize, so that if you have, like, remorse about it, you can stop that process. But Qatar Lilin's speed is high enough at 42 and S tier that extra speed on top of that doesn't make her take turns any faster. She's already taken turns about as fast as one can. Alright, Willow, you are now James. And the other one is Sir Thunder. Funny name for a nature mage. Come on, just finish. I like how it's floating gemmed hands that just like does it. All right, so now with the Gnosis shards I have, we can promote. So in order to do this, promoting her to a water mage, a water apprentice, will reduce her fire and earth by 1. So taking a look, her fire will go to 0 and her earth will go to 0. So she'll no longer be able to construct, carve, mine, repair, hunt, cook, or destroy. If I multi-classed her, like for instance, if Sean became a water apprentice, as you can see, it doesn't, well, that's a bad example. But if you multi-class to the adjacent magic type, some of those penalties can be avoided. But yeah, let's have her specialize. Yeah, they just keep showing up. In fact, I'll kill this one. So here we go. And once you have an apprentice, they no longer learn on the learning stones. That's for initiates. They now learn on the water apprentice fountain. So the water apprentice fountain is going to be for all staff and all apprentices who aren't max level. And some things to notice immediately, her water cap is now 6, and her level cap has gone up as well. So soon she will be... Oh, and the relic that she produced is a HP and power relic. So let's have her attuned to that too, when she became an apprentice. And up here you can see that there's a water symbol and then a smaller water symbol indicating her apprenticeship. So she was a water initiate and a water apprentice. I'm just going to keep the anticipatory learning schedule, because I get enough of them that, you know, I might as well have that on hand. This also means, now that I have 2 teaching stations, Moxie is going to need to teach when the water apprentice fountain is in use. So she can level up even more. And in this case, I didn't get an extra trial. Oh, the extra trial is for from the wand. That's right. To become even stronger, if you level up your wands when you're not a faculty, you get extra trials, which then adds to your experience to make you even higher level when you become faculty. So basically all the investments that you do as a student, if you do decide to become faculty, get realized at the faculty stage, and you become super strong faculty. Now, one issue that I'm going to have is I don't have room for the Dark Apprentice portal anywhere, as you can see. Doesn't go anywhere. So, I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm going to temporarily destroy the Mage's Study to try to fit a Dark Apprentice portal in there without making the study... Well, the study actually doesn't need to be elevated. It's the tower that needs to be elevated, so it's a problem for later, not for now. So let's get the Dark Apprentice portal, and I'll wrap up the stream once Sean becomes that apprentice. Again, I think it would be ideal for a Shattered to be your nature specialist, but he'll do for now. He'll do in a pinch. But here is Red Moon Feathers training on the Water Apprentice Fountain. Why isn't this... a... Oh, it has to have bookshelves and a chalkboard for an advanced classroom. I understand. And it needs at least a learning stone to be a basic classroom. So maybe I'll just make an extra learning stone in here so it can fulfill the classroom requirement. If it could fit. Let's see. Move this potion chest to somewhere not annoying. I'll put it right in front of the mana font. That's an easy place to find it. And the other question is, I'm not sure I have the Gnosis shards. Okay, yeah, I am missing actually the Gnosis shards for Sean's Ascension. That doesn't surprise me. It's possible someone has a relic I don't care for that I could smash, though. Like, this one I don't care for, but it's not high enough level to be worth smashing just yet. The bolstered journal, I could smash. It is his relic, after all. It's high level. It could be a slightly higher level. So the other thing I could do is I could enter combat to level up that relic. So that it hits max level, that I can smash it for more benefit. Let's see. Oh, so here's the Croa messing with my crops. And the other thing I'm going to need is to be able to deal with Croa corpses. So I am going to research Second Sight and every part. As my next research, so that I have a Croa corpse. So, like, once you kill Croa, you can just, like, right-click and destroy their corpses, but that's kind of manual labor. And what I like to do is come up with a solution where I process their corpses into useful material, rather than have to destroy their corpses so they don't, like, become ghosts. So how far off am I? I have 26 shards. So I'm pretty far off from the Dark Apprentice. So I don't think smashing his relic is going to make much of a difference. Let's see. The bolster journal smash is only 15. Yeah, it doesn't get me far enough. So I'll probably end the stream after maybe one more fight. So now we have intermediate classroom, and I think for this classroom, this stone, I'm going to say no one uses it, so that this isn't a classroom that gets used. The classroom's here, but we have a water apprentice and a dark apprentice portal, and once I have the Gnosis shards, I can have him double in nature and dark. So as promised, let's poke into the spine after the first meal of the day, once everyone's done eating. And have Sean and Red Moon bring some potions. Just in case, you know, it's dangerous. Also, Sean, you have more health than Guitar Lilin, so you're going to be in the front. Because you have that, like, amazing relic that makes you tank like crazy. And Roloff and Rusty, thank you for the resubs. Cheers. So without spoiling too much, as you already know, it tells you that the Infernal Crystal's this way, and the Cursebound Mage is that way. So if I'm looking for the wand upgrade area, it's going to be deeper into the spine, which is why I'm opening it up. Oh, good. I can, like, insta-kill some of these things. Perfect. My backline is doing the damage, so I'm going to spend Sean's ability boosting their strength, because they're going to be stronger with that surge than if he was to cast. So we've got Matic taking a little bit of damage, but now it won't matter so much because we are clearing the field of enemies pretty quick. Was there a crow ghost already? I'll have to check. I didn't notice. There we go. So the spine fight is done. Red Moon Feathers is leveled up, also gained some water experience, so is now a level... Oh no, just leveled up. Pretty soon, I'll be able to attune to the Perceptive Tentacle too, making her even stronger. But her feathers that she brought is higher level. So you can see with the advent of relics, you can really empower your mages pretty significantly, which is great. And then as she levels, she'll also generate Gnosis shards too. So I think that is where I am going to leave off for the stream. Thank you for tuning in to Mind Over Magic Jade Dragon, which originally streamed live on Twitch October 8th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow mages,